From Reminder Media, this is Stay Paid, a sales and marketing podcast on a mission to help you close more deals and retain more business. Hosted by the VP of Marketing, Josh Stake, and Reminder Media's president, Luke Akery. So get ready to hear the golden nuggets that will allow you to live a life of freedom tomorrow, but only if you take action today.
Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? How every virtual event starts out.
What a good opening.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Stay Paid Silver Dollars. We were trying to remember like the theme song, in our heads, thinking about how to
It is the
bring this
hi-hat.
Yeah. But yeah, Luke said this is how every meeting today starts with, can you see me?
Yeah, can you
hear me?
Can you see my screen?
Sorry, I was on mute.
Even at my quarterly meeting, so we have 200 people on, and I'm just sharing my screen, but there's no Zoom needs to implement this, or GoToMeeting.
Yeah, everyone can see your screen.
Yes, they need to say something like your screen. They do, but it's not.
Zoom at least has the green outline, I think.
Yeah,
around
it just
what you're
doesn't
sharing,
make
so
you
that's a little
feel
more
like,
helpful.
oh my gosh, is my screen being shared right now? I don't know, because if not, I'm talking about things that people can't see.
Can you guys see? No, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about virtual events and our 6 tips on networking during virtual events, and really how to leverage and take advantage of virtual events. One of the things we were talking about before the podcast was really this idea that whenever you would go, the biggest value in an in-person event or conference is your ability to network, and the fact that you're taking time and dedicating it, you're traveling, you're actually taking a time away from your work. And I think some of the challenges that people have today, if they go to a virtual event, is they're not quite sure how to network, which we're going to go over here, but also they're not setting aside time specifically to focus on that. You're still at your desk, you're still doing other work. But before we get into the meat of this show, I want to let everybody know we have a behind-the-scenes camera now.
Okay, yes. I thought you were going to tell a dad joke, but yes, the behind-the-scenes camera is better.
Do you want to hear a dad joke?
No.
What do you call a retired miner?
I don't know.
Doug.
Oh my gosh.
If he's working,
Andrea's face is I still don't
if
get
he's
it.
working,
Doug,
he's digging.
Doug.
But when he's done,
I
done.
dug the... But the behind the scenes
so you'll
camera,
be able to get to
you
see
get
Ariel's reaction.
face. Yes. Ariel and Andrea's face. I hope that Andrea's face is in there a little bit, because she was just I don't get that. I have to give a shout out on the virtual events to Russell Brunson, because he just did a massive, I don't know what he calls his conference, but a summit type conference, and his obviously has thousands of people. He ended up, what he wanted to do on this virtual event is create breakout rooms. So you can create breakout rooms in Zoom and stuff. He created 300 breakout rooms after sessions and during sessions. So they were manually, you got to watch this video on YouTube. They were manually sending thousands of people that were on this live webinar conference into breakout groups and bringing them back so people could have networking. And I heard incredible feedback from people that were on the event and stuff. You could literally network personally with people. And then Tony Robbins, I've been following him on Instagram. He just did his big event conference virtually. Now he obviously has a lot of money, because if you go look at his background or his setup and everything, he has a huge screen almost surrounding him, and it's little faces of the audience on their Zooms.
Cool.
He could literally see them, and then he could bring people up bigger. So this is where the reason why I'm sharing it, because we're talking about virtual events, this is where it's headed. So if you think we're going to go back to conferences, I do believe we'll go back to conferences because of the fun of conferences in Vegas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But virtual, man, is here to stay. People are figuring out how to actually do it and make it feel intimate and give you chances to network.
Yeah, well, I mean, that really brings out one of the first tips, which is make sure that you're taking advantage of those breakout sessions, of those post-event networking ideas, the coffee talk type of ideas. We know Sean Carpenter, who we bring up all the time on the podcast, so shout out to Sean again, but he spoke at Inman Connect earlier this year. And so one of the things that he did, because he was hosting a Midwest roundtable with realtors and the market updates and everything. And so during that, he had a Lost Lyrics. He plays this game on Facebook Live every Friday.
I've attended, although he claims I've never attended. I've attended his Lost Lyrics twice.
But he reads a lyric and he always picks an awesome theme. So 1 week it was baseball, and I'm kind of where's this going with baseball? But it was singles, doubles, and triples. So it was singles, popular singles. Then it was popular double albums. And then the triple is escaping me right now what he used for that theme. But I thought that was so stinking
But you
clever.
have to literally guess who sang the song. He reads a piece
the lyric,
of the lyric.
And you have to guess the singer and the song. And it's amazing how difficult it is to identify a song.
But what's incredible, if people are listening
lyric.
going, well, what's the point of all this? The engagement he gets
500, 600 comments.
Yeah, he
per
gets
video.
so much engagement. People come back week after week. It is and he literally took his virtual event where he spoke, invited people to his Lost Lyrics, a more intimate, fun event, and I guarantee you he's built relationships.
Well, we have to have him back on the podcast to talk about it, to see if there's people within the group, because I've been on since I think the first or second one. I watched the first one on replay, and now you can see people in the chat like who didn't know each other before, like starting to get to know each other. And now these are professionals. These are fellow real estate agents in different areas that now can help refer you business. So that's why it's so important to take advantage of these breakout sessions or these virtual hangouts. The other tip is make sure you're checking the events app to not only register yourself as attending. A lot of people don't know they can do this. You can put in your bio, you can put in your photo, you can put in all of your contact information, and then go out and look at the other attendees and start thinking about who do you want to strategically connect with. And you might be thinking, well, people don't want to get messages from me, but they do, or they wouldn't have their information in there.
Yeah.
And it's a great opportunity just to introduce yourself. And the biggest icebreaker in the world, I can't remember who we learned this from, but I know Gary Vee has said it as well, is just start off the conversation by saying, here's what I do. How can I help you?
Yeah.
Like, just let them know right off the bat, here's what I have to offer. Is there any way that I can help you? You're not trying to sell them anything, or you're not trying to get anything out of them right away. You're just connecting on what each other do. You went through this at ADOM, actually, whenever the vendors were introducing themselves.
Yes.
And the whole idea of, I just need to hear what you provide, and then let me kind of take it from there and decide if there's any.
Yeah, let me actually see if I can actually help or not help. Actually, that's a great networking tip in general. If you do face-to-face networking or not, most people give their 30-second pitch of what they do. Instead, literally flip the pitch on its head and basically go, how can I help you?
Yeah.
How can I help you? What do you need right now? Why did you come to this networking event? Like, imagine you approach somebody at a 50-person networking event and they expect you to give the pitch, and your first opening is, hey, Josh, my name's Luke. Hey, I just want to know, what are you here for? How can I help you?
That's awesome. Next one would be to trade what we call the new business card, right?
Yes.
So if you're at virtual events, you should be doing this anyway, but you're probably trading physical business cards. This is where you really want to step up your social media game and start with the intention of trading Instagram handles or your social media preference of choice. I know a lot of people are using LinkedIn right now, obviously, for connection, but Instagram is such a powerful tool as well.
Yeah, we learned this from Ed. I forget what episode Ed was on recently, but Ed's a social media guru. He trains people. Yeah, Ed Stulak. He trains people on social media, Instagram courses, all that stuff. So check out his stuff. But he was talking about, your Instagram is your business card now. And you should, at every place you meet people, be posting and giving them your handle. And then more importantly than you giving them your handle is following them on theirs too, because obviously it's social and it's engagement. And one of the tips Ed gives about social is when people follow you, send them a personal message. For every follower he gets, and I still haven't applied this, which is shame on me, but it's a great action item. Everybody who follows him, he shoots a personal video to and thanks them, is what he said. I thought that was unbelievable.
He ended up having like a huge conversation with a young kid who just wanted some advice, and 2 or 3 messages backwards. You know what? Let's just jump on a call.
Well, that ties into how can I help you?
Yep.
How can I help you?
Next one is, speaking of social media, get busy on social media. So make sure that you're checking. Every event is going to have a hashtag or some sort of common thing that you can filter on to follow on social media. And you know that people at the event or interested in the event are going to be following that hashtag. So make sure that you're actively posting your own opinions. If you're watching a presentation, grab a screenshot of the presentation, post it on your social media, give some insight into that, whether it's Twitter. Twitter tends to be a little bit more useful in moments like that because it's kind of these micro updates. But it's also great content that your followers on things like Instagram and
you can do hashtags and stories as well on Instagram and stuff like that. I would tell people it seems
also
basic.
shows that you're active. You're active in your profession. So if you're thinking, well, how does this help me with my clients? Well, now your clients are seeing that you are educating yourself.
Go to conferences because they view conferences through the lens of education. I think it's basic, but I think people should hear this. It's like you can go on your Instagram and search hashtags, and then you can see all the people posting with those hashtags. And why is that beautiful? Because you can start commenting, and you can now, these people are there with you at the event. You can engage with them and pick up. This is how we at our business with Inman, I remember us picking up a bunch of followers literally by doing that. And that ties into the Gary Vee $1.80 or whatever strategy.
$1.80 rule. Yeah. Go on and leave your 2 cents on 90 posts.
Yeah. Something like that. I'm not good at math. Don't challenge me on that.
$1.80.
You can Google the $1.80 strategy by Gary Vee.
Your 2 cents. Just what are your thoughts on the post? Make sure you're following different hashtags so that you can find content that you would post on. The next one is obvious, but it's establishing your goals early. We talked about this the last time we did a networking podcast on networking. But making sure that you go in with clear goals that you'll hold yourself accountable to. An example of that might be to trade emails or Instagram handles with 10 attendees, introduce yourself to 5 new people. This is all about making sure that you're going in with what you want to get out of it, because that'll then drive your daily activities. However long that conference is, you will be driven each day to try and make those connections or to hit that goal.
I think very practical for real estate agents. And this comes and transcends virtual to even physical conferences. One of your goals should be to have a referral agent in every state, if not every major city, right? And I know that seems maybe overwhelming at first, but when you go to a conference, you should set a personal goal for getting yourself a new referral agent in a city that you don't have. Finding someone in your network that you can trade information with, that you can get to know, that you can do, because you can sort people sometimes on these apps and stuff by where their location is.
Yeah.
And so find referral agents, because there's so much money in referral agents working together. Because I just know this from agents that I coach and work with. There's so much money there that most people don't tap into.
That's awesome. So there you have it. There are our 6 tips for having a successful virtual event networking activity. Set aside time for your event. Make sure that you're registering yourself on the events app and connecting with others. Trade the new business card. Get busy on social media by sharing your thoughts on the event. Participate in the virtual hangouts, and make sure that you're establishing your goals early. So thank you so much for listening. Head on over to staypaidpodcast.com for the show notes and the video of this episode. And if you're interested in supporting the show, which we really appreciate it, there's 2 ways that we ask you to do that. First way is to rate us 5 stars on iTunes and leave a comment. This week's feature review comes from Christina Bell. Christina actually sent us a super long email, which is amazing. And I have to reply to you, Christina. I'm sorry.
Christina, we love you. Shame on you, Josh.
But she is so excited to help spread the Stay Paid word and work with ReminderMedia. So thank you so much, Christina. She says, great marketing podcast, 5 stars. Love the show and all you do. And you all do a great job. Keep it up. Always great and very useful marketing tips.
Awesome.
With a smiley face with stars as the eyes and a thumbs up. I don't know what the stars as the eye smiley face.
It just means like we're glowing.
Like
we're a star. Like bright.
We will be a star.
We bring light.
When we hit our goal, you posted on Instagram this morning.
You know what the name Luke, I think, means?
What?
Bringer of light.
Does it really?
I'm pretty sure it's what it means. I don't know. Someone fact check.
Comment on the YouTube video. Does Luke bring
If you've made
light?
It this far in the video, comment below. Bringer of light.
The best way to spread the word and to help us grow is to tell a friend. Share this episode on your social media. If you want to get hold of me or Luke, you can email us at podcast@remindermedia.com, which is where Christina emailed us, or you can find us on Instagram. We are at Stay Paid Podcast. We actually hit 10,000 followers on Facebook, on Stay Paid Facebook. So I told you guys
if you were
that
one
was
of the
our goal.
first 10,000, we love you.
So thank you so much for following us on Facebook as well. Super excited to hit that achievement. For this episode of Stay Paid, I'm Joshua Stike.
Guys, and I'm Luke Acree. Simple action item for you that I think you can implement right away after listening to this is every time now when you meet someone new, hand out your social media handle as a business card, meaning pull out your phone, ask them if they're on Instagram, LinkedIn, if you feel more comfortable, whatever your social media, account of choice is, and exchange then your friends and friend them or follow them, whatever it is. Because you're going to find that when you do that, now you have an unbelievable weapon or tool to be able to start connecting with them and understanding who they are and what they're into. Remember this, the difference between a top producer and a mediocre producer in any business, top producers take action. Take action on that today.